And he's trying to close it out here and put Miami in the winner's bracket. Bryce Massineri to lead it off. Back up the middle and through for a base hit. So the tying run aboard as Massineri gets his first base hit. To this point, our Pontiac game-changing performance by the big guy, Yonder Alonso. But we're not done, are we?
Well, Bryce Massineri down there at first base, the young new Papa, just extended his hitting streak to 17 games. And now we have a pinch runner for him.
Adam Fuller will come on for Massineri. Got good speed. And that's the way to greet an All-American closer. Go after the first pitch, which may be the first pitch the only pitch you're going to see in that at bat that you like.
Well, you've got your hitting streak on the line. You got your team down by 1. You're facing a closer and a team that's 45-0 and ahead after 8 innings.
Cerrone 0 for 2 with a walk. It's an uphill climb, isn't it? After Cerrone, Robbie O'Brien is on deck, who was a pinch hitter back in the 7th, and this is the bottom of the Georgia order.
Adam Fuller over there at first base, 6 for 7 this year with stolen bases. If you're thinking about a Georgia SB.
Trying to sacrifice, and it will work. Cerrone got it down the throat, just barely got him at first. I mean barely, as he busted it down the line. And Fuller gets into second base. We almost had runners at first and second with nobody out, and a chance to sacrifice again.
Gutierrez gets off the mound real well. The thing he does well here is he doesn't take a long arm swing, real short and quick like an infielder. Plant throw, doesn't take the whole pitching delivery to get that ball to first, or he would have been safe.
And he did get him. Tying run at second with 1 out. In the dirt, good block by Rendall, who was an outstanding defensive catcher. Blocks everything well, calls a good game. Now you're relying on a .213 hitter who came on as a pinch hitter. Lyle Allen would be next. O'Brien, the freshman from Marietta, Georgia. Swung through that one. His biggest hit this year was a 2-run homer in the 10th against LSU to tie the game. So he has had some heroics in his brief career. It's a redshirt freshman, 6'2", 235. So he's got the muscle to give it a ride. Wind now blowing out to left. It's a little bit of a factor. It's picked up. 2-1 from Gutierrez. You know how they're trying to keep the runner close, running the shortstop in behind him. How often do you see a pitcher with a shortstop or a second baseman out of position go ahead and pitch?
Well,
it's mind-blowing to me.
Well, the strategy for me here is to put the total reliance on the pitcher to keep the runner close. Let the infielders play at their normal position. If the runner gets too far off, you just step off and start over again. But you do not want to deliver the ball in this situation with your fielders out of position. Especially right here, if Gutierrez is going to go fastball away to have his shortstop shading all the way up the middle, holding that runner on. A fastball away is usually a a ground ball between third and short. That hole's going to be very large.
Foul ball just outside first. That would have tied it. Yeah, sometimes don't we make this game too complicated?
Well,
Trying to outthink ourselves.
you try and cover everything, and these are some of the edges that you are rubbing off as a head coach of a major university. They're not going to have it all down because we surely watch a lot of big league games and we see mistakes.
Well, it's the great thing about baseball. You can second guess virtually every play, every pitch. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're not. Couldn't hold up, but the ball's loose. It goes all the way to the backstop. And O'Brien, who hesitated, finally took off, and he's safe at first. And Fuller goes to third. What a turn of events there. You get the strikeout.
Slider, it actually backs up on Yasmani Grandal, gets between his legs through the wicket. And instead of man on second and 2 outs, it's first and third, 1 out, and that's the tying run down there at third.
He's got to block that ball.
Yeah.
And the dugout screaming at O'Brien. Run!
Yeah.
Run! Because without a runner at first base, even on a strikeout, if the ball is not caught cleanly, you've got to throw that guy out. Go. Go, go, go.
And he's going to see that because if he's turning around disappointed about the strikeout, he's faced with 27 guys pointing to first base.
Esmond will come on as a pinch runner. So then you got Fuller at third, Esmond at first. Lyle Allen is the hitter. You try anything cute here?
I don't know. It depends on if you
Squeeze?
think Lyle Allen's a good bunter. Take the game on your shoulders.
And they're trying to find out with that if anybody is doing anything. Miami with that streak on the line, 45-0.
Lyle Allen struck out 31 times in 211 at bats.
The tying run 90 feet away. Line to left. In front of the left fielder, bounces away. We are tied. Severino came on and had a decision to make.
Let's go!
If he dives, he might make the catch. If he doesn't make it, it might go all the way to the wall and the run's going to score anyway. But the runner from first might score if he takes that chance.
Well, you've got to keep the batter runner out of scoring position. You've got to keep the runner on first away from third with 1 out. So I think he makes the right decision in playing that on the short hop. You got to pull up right there. You go for the dive, you might give the game away. You still have a ball game and a tie game right here. And Lyle Allen, who gets the base hit, a little anticipation, is it going to fall or not?
Chop toward third. Well, the first threw it away. Georgia's going to take the lead. 2 runs will score. Holy cow, what a turn of events. David Toms with a chopper. Gutierrez came off the mound, fielded it cleanly, and then threw it away.
Gutierrez here. Remember the last throw he made where he set himself and got his momentum. He hung back on his right foot just arcs the ball down the right field line. Young man who's been so perfect all year makes a throw that puts Georgia on top, and the bench is going crazy.
Boy, they can smell blood now. A 6-4 Bulldog lead. And back to the top of the order.
And Joshua Fields, the stopper of the year in the NCAA this year.
Popped up. Grendal. Is it playable? Yes, it is. Pizell to the stands and makes the catch. He and Beckham exchanged a little smile. We told you the Georgia Bulldogs believe that they can play with anybody.
Well, an inning ago, they missed one like this. Beckham couldn't come over and help him out, and he had lost it in the sky. This one, they get a laugh over. They get the first out. And little fist pump there saying, I got this one.
Back to the top of the order. One out. Nobody on. They need base runners. T. Cody and Weeks are next. If they can, somebody gets aboard, it's Alonso. So it's going to be the best Miami has to offer offensively against the closer of the year, Joshua Fields. Opponents hitting 125 against Fields this year. 1-2-5.
If you're thinking about walks, he has a tendency to do that in 32 2/3 innings. He's walked 20. But he's also struck out 59.
He's got some serious hair and some serious talent.
It sounded outside.
Fields in 4 pitches in this at bat, 98, 95, 96, 95. This one's chopped foul.
He just threw 5 balls faster than I ever threw in my whole career. That's not fair.
You did all right.
Try and get by with my stuff, young man.
This one's hit to dead center field. Cerrone backed up about 5 steps. That's 2 gone. That's what I always say about my golf game. Try playing golf with my drives. You'll find out how hard the game really is.
You know, when scouts go to rate players, they wait for the at-bat or the competition between another guy that they rate very, very high. Joshua Fields against Jamal Weeks, #1 draft pick against #1 draft pick. This is a scout's dream.
And Alonso would be next. Another test. Weeks showing bunt and pulls it back.
A couple of years we might be watching this matchup in the big leagues.
Yes, sir. If Georgia would win on Monday, we'll have a Florida State-Miami elimination game at 1 o'clock. Nobody thought that.
Not a good day for the Florida team so far.
No. And then Stanford against Georgia at 6 o'clock. Strike called. Weeks didn't like that one. 2 balls and a strike. He's just trying to get on any way he can. Alonso scheduled next. Pop to shallow center. On comes the center fielder Cerrone, and he's got it. And Georgia upsets #1 Miami behind Joshua Fields. And when he comes in, the game's over.
Trevor Holder, the starter for Georgia, did a good job keeping the crooked numbers off the field. Alex McCreed, Dean Weaver, and then Joshua Fields slams the door on a Miami meltdown.
Maybe nobody else believes outside of the Georgia program, but they turned some heads tonight, didn't they?
They sure did. They played tough. They had their back against the wall. They're not supposed to do this. This is an unseeded team. This is a huge underdog, and they knocked off the #1 national rated team.
They played a great schedule. They never gave up. And they have a closer with as much talent in college as you are ever going to see. This kid is terrific. And their All-American shortstop, Gordon Beckham, they said he would lead them back. And he has. And they've got a chance. They are in the winner's bracket. They win game 1. And the disappointment for Miami is palpable. They had lost only 9 games all year coming in. A brilliant record. Now they fall in the loser's bracket. It will be Stanford against Georgia. A shocker in the winner's bracket against Miami and Florida State. They will play in an elimination game. Bracket 2 will go tomorrow. Fresno State against Rice. LSU against North Carolina. Always surprises in the College World Series. A couple of stunners today. Once again, our final score tonight. Georgia comes from behind to be #1 Miami. 7-4. Next on ESPN, baseball tonight. For more on this game, tune into a post-game extra on ESPN News. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Oral Hershiser, Aaron Andrews, and our entire crew, this is Mike Patrick. Thanks for watching so long from the College World Series. Now, let's go to baseball tonight.